Alright, what's up guys? Hope you're having an awesome day. We're back out here working on Project Blackout. This is a pretty exciting day. I got the wheels and tires for it. So we're going to be mounting those up in this video, so stay tuned for that. But before we start mounting up the wheels and tires, I want to go over some of the things I've been working on the chassis. I don't know where I left off last on it, but I ended up cutting the center cross member out. And this was back here, and it was right where the axle was going to be. Also, I needed to move it forward, so my shock location was where it needs to be. And it ended up working perfect, so it fits right in the groove where the gas tank is. This is a gas tank I got from a 1500. It is a lot shorter than the 2500 one. The other one went back to here, so it was going to be in the way of the axle. So I got this cross member moved, the gas tank moved over and cleaned, so that's set in there. I just have this bar tack welded in place. I'm going to leave it like that for now until I get the body on here in case I need to move anything, but it doesn't look like I'm going to need to do that. I also got these brackets all trimmed and set on there for now. They'll end up getting boxed in later. The axle is roughly under there at the moment. So we're making some good progress, a little bit closer to getting the body on. I got these brackets cut off here. These were the original body mounts, and I'm going to try to shave these down and still reuse these if I can. I have the parts, and then I don't have to buy anything, so that'd be cool if I can use those. But we're going to have to wait and see once the body is on there a little bit closer. I also got the ball joint over here on the driver's side that was broke. I got a new one put in there. That way I can be able to wheel this around. The tie rod is still broke. We'll just kind of leave that how it is for now, and I'll have to move it around without, or one of the tires flopping around. So there's probably a bunch of stuff I'm forgetting that I've been doing to this over the past week or so. But for now, we need to get the wheels and tires mounted up. That way we can put them on here, because we're going to need those on the chassis. That way when we go to fit the body, we can kind of fit them around that. That's going to play a big part in it. So I'm going to go ahead and get the wheels and tires all unboxed, and then I can talk a little bit more about the tires and wheels and give you guys the specs. Here are the tires and the wheels. The tires are a Pitbull rocker, 41.5 by 1350 wide for a 17-inch wheel. These are a radial tire. I'm not a huge fan of bias ply, so I got some radials for it. And then the wheels are Trail Gear Creeper Lock beadlock wheels. I ran these in the past. I have them on the K5, and I really like them because how they have the separate rings instead of one ring. I think it kind of helps so you don't have coning issues with these. They do really well, and they don't hold the snow. Some of the other wheels I've dealt with, when you go snow wheeling, the snow will pack in here, and it's just kind of a pain in the butt. You got to chisel it out, or the wheel will be out of balance. So these are a 17 by 9, 8 by 6.5 lug pattern with a 5-inch back spacing. And here is the part number, in case you guys are wanting to get a set of these. These wheels are pretty awesome. They're a little bit expensive. I think they're around $400 a piece, but they do really well, and I really like the design and the polished aluminum look. So that's what we're going to be running for wheels and tires on Blackout. It was supposed to be my winter set of wheels and tires. I'm not sure if I'll end up running them throughout the summer. Most likely I will, because wheels and tires are expensive. So the one set is pretty much all I can afford at the moment, so we'll go with that. But let's jump right into mounting these up. So mounting these up is pretty straightforward, but if you have not done them before, just make sure you clear yourself a nice little area here. And then I take an old Windex bottle, and I have soap and water in here, and I will go along the edge of the bead here and spray it along there so it's a little bit lubricated up. That way it can slide over the lip here. This is a single bead lock, so it only locks on the outside. The back side is just a normal style lip. So we'll lube that up, and then we'll slide this over the top of it and start putting on the ring. And just like that, they will plop right on. Sometimes you gotta stand up here on the tire and just kind of work it around, but they go on pretty straightforward. As long as you use some soap and water, they'll slide right on. Alright, so when you're putting these on, all tires can be different. Some like to go on smooth, some don't. Sometimes they're a little bit tight when they go around here, so you gotta kind of work them to get them on. Since these have separate rings instead of a solid one all the way around, with these, I like to, if the tire doesn't want to go on, you can just lightly put one here, so it keeps this edge of the tire from popping back off, and then you can work this side and the rest of it around with kind of a screwdriver and just getting it worked around. And then make sure you loosen this so it kind of centers the tire on the wheel. It's not, as you can see right now with it clamped down, it's kind of pulled this over to this side a little bit. So you want to relieve that pressure so it's centered before you put all the rings on. So before I put the rest of the rings on, I wanted to kind of show you guys what these are, or at least how they're done. On the back side here, they got a step machined, and then they left it kind of rough that kind of grips on the tire when you put it on. And these are all separate. I think there's 6 of them total instead of one solid ring. And then where the bolts go in there, they have them countersunk at an angle. That way when you tighten it down and it sucks down the inside a little bit, the actual flange head of the bolt is at the same angle that the plate is. So I think that's one of the big reasons you don't see problems with these snapping bolts from the rings coning or, you know, turning in a little bit, is because they have that machined surface that is already kind of tapered for the ring tapering in. Alright guys, I got it all mounted up. Got all the rings on there and it all torqued down. So with this one, you just you pick a spot that you can remember or mark it, and then work your way around the circle until they're all snug. And then per Trail Gear's instructions, you torque these down to 20 foot-pounds. And you'll have to keep working around the ring until they're all at 20 foot-pounds, because as you work your way around, they'll loosen up. So you just keep going around until it's all tight, and then that's what you have. Also, don't forget to put the valve stem in this thing. I have definitely done that in the past, and then you have to tear it all back apart to get the valve stem in. So make sure you do that before you put it all together. So now that I got that one done, I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these knocked out. That way I can start putting them on the chassis and see how it looks. Alright guys, so it's been a few days since I was last working on this, but I ended up getting the rest of the wheels and tires all mounted. They're now on the back of Project Blackout. They look pretty sweet. I'm happy with them. It's definitely sitting a lot taller than what it was before, but once I get the rest of the stuff on here, it'll probably weigh it down quite a bit more. And then from there, we'll go about leveling it to make sure the chassis is all level with the body and the ground. Also, I ended up jacking this up in the air because I was a little bit worried if this tire was going to come in contact with the frame. So I jacked it up and turned it side to side to see if it would clear the front and the back. The front does clear. It will touch the sway bar a little bit. And then here on the back, it is making good contact with the frame. So what I'm going to have to do is box this in a little bit, or I'll notch it in here, and then I'll come in the backside and box it to give its strength back to what it had normally. So that's something I'm going to have to work on in the future, but I'm going to leave that how that is for now, because I don't need to worry about that. I need to get the cab mounted. So I know this video is kind of short. It was just me mounting the wheels and tires, which isn't a lot, but been pretty busy with work and some other stuff, so that's all I have for this video. Hopefully I had some good tips in there, so if you guys are wanting to get bead locks and do them yourself, you have a little bit better idea what you have to do for mounting them. But that's going to be it for this one. Make sure to subscribe and like the video if you liked it, and drop a comment down below what you think of the wheels and tires, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.